right, so we will be able to stream to our streaming service. Oh, good. Whew. There was just a couple of times that I messed up and I didn't put the correct streaming codes and stuff in, and we weren't able to stream. Remember that? That was awful. But anyways, we are coming online right now. Welcome everybody. My name is Sean Symons, also known as PPG Grandpa. Tonight you are watching ClearPropTV on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast, ClearPropTV.com and Paratalk.org if you just want to listen to us, obviously. We have a lot of people right now in the chat. Actually, we came a little bit early. We got Kramer. Howdy. Kramer is here actually really super duper early. We got Jim. Will Fly is in here also. We got Body Friends. Hopefully your husband Brian is here also. Scott and Angie. Welcome. We are so happy that you guys are here. This is going to be a really fun night tonight. And also got some stuff that we're going to be giving away on the spinning wheel of winning things. We got a PPG calendar from Jim. We got a mystery box from jbppg.com. And of course, we got that t-shirt from Fly Dragon PPG. So make sure you say hello to Will Fly in the super chat so he can put you on the spinning wheel of winning things. Okay, James, we can hear your echo, so you need to probably turn that off. All right, so let's go ahead and introduce everybody real quick on the panel. We got Jim Symons from Canada, the only guy I know that has maple syrup smelling money, and to prove it, people still go up to you and ask you, right?
They sure do.
Welcome, Jim. Glad that you made it here and you had an awesome trip to the United States and Mexico. And now you're back to the same old grind. You run a company called Care Printing and Publishing up in Canada, our official sponsor here on ClearPropTV.com, PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast. So tell us a little bit about your company and what you can do for us. And I hear that I'm worth 10%.
Yeah, you betcha. So I can do all sorts of different printing. I can, you name it, I can print it. So one of the things that I do is calendars. I can do business cards, door hangers, raffle tickets, checks, whatever you need. And I'd be happy to help you out. And you can check out my company at carepp.com, or you can check out my YouTube at careppg.com. Thanks to Sean Symons.
Oh, Sean Symons must be an awesome guy. I don't know who that is. I'm PPG Grandpa. I also heard that PPG Grandpa's worth 10%. How's that work, bud?
Just let me know you heard about it on this show and I'll get you 10% off.
There's also PPG Grandpa code, right? So you can just go there and put all your stuff in and then use PPG Grandpa code, or you have to talk with Jim?
You need to talk with me.
Ah, gotcha. Excellent. And you make the PPG calendars, right? You're giving one away. How does that work?
Yeah, we're going to have the spinning wheel of winning things tonight, and I'll be giving away one of the calendars. So if you win, I'll just connect with me and I'll get your address and I'll send it out to you.
I kind of meant, now this is all the pictures that we've already had on there. If you want to have your own calendar with your own pictures, we can do that too, right?
Yeah, for sure. I can do custom calendars for you. No problem.
Excellent. So if you want your own calendar with all of your cool pictures, get up with Jim at carepp.com. Thank you very much, Jim, for hanging out with us, buddy.
Thank you.
We also got Will Fly from Will Fly PPG. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Monday night, my favorite show. I'm here. Ready to, I don't know, it's going to be a great show. Something tells me that. Scott, it's really a pleasure to meet you, man.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you guys. Looking forward to chatting tonight.
Yeah. So I haven't been flying much, but in the near future, I'm going to be, because, hey, warmer weather is here, and feels nice to wear shorts again. So.
It sure does. Now you're going to be hooking up everybody on the spinning wheel of winning things tonight, right?
I am indeed. Yep. Already got to get started on it.
All right. So you guys make sure that you at Will Fly and say hi to him on the super chat, because he might miss your name if you don't. So please do that. Will Fly, thank you so much for hanging out with us, buddy.
You bet.
We also got our Paramom USA, our very own Linda Anderson. with the pom poms. Woot woot! How you doing tonight?
Welcome, welcome. I always get super excited about Monday nights because you know the only place to be is right here with us. Hello, team. Hello, Scott, our awesomest guest tonight. I want all you guys in the chat and everything. Ask questions. Don't be shy. Make sure you get in the spinning wheel. Say, hi, Will. Hi, I'm here. So he knows that you're there. And if you want to be a guest on my show, just go to Paramount USA, which takes you right to my Facebook page. And you can PM me or you can text me and just say, hey, I want to be on your show. See how I said my show. I want to be on ClearProp. And
She just about slipped there, Sean.
Yeah, you know, it is her show. Honestly, she basically runs the thing. So I'm just the grandpa. She runs the show.
But welcome everybody, and yeah, sit back and enjoy. It's gonna be a really fun show. So I'll be here with my pom poms and cheering y'all on. So good luck, everybody.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate you and everything you do for the show. We also got our very own James Bevel. What's up, buddy? From jbppg.com. What's up, man?
Not much. It's just a Monday night. I wouldn't have any other better place to be than right here looking at everybody up here and talking with you, Mr. PPG Grandpa. And I think it's going to be a great show myself. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, you got a mystery box that you're going to be giving away too, right, man?
Oh, yes, but we can't give away the mystery too much. But yes, I'm going to give away a mystery box tonight on the old spinny wheel. It could be just about anything. It'll be a surprise.
It's a mystery.
Mystery.
Excellent. So thank you so much for that. It's going to be hanging out in the background, putting together a mystery box for you. So seriously, guys, make sure that you say hello to Will Fly, and he will hook you up on the spinning wheel of winning things. But tonight, it's not about me. It's not about the panel. Tonight, it's all about Scott. Scott Roos. What's up, my friend?
Hey there, how you doing?
Doing good. I am so glad that you were able to make it here, man. Talking with you on the pre-show about all the stuff that you've done. You've had your first tandem flight back in 1999. You've been flying PG since 2007, and you've been flying foot launch and even a trike. This is going to be a great show. I am so glad that you're here, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate being invited on as a guest. I'm looking forward.
Absolutely. So, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Scott, and how did you get into paramotoring?
Well, I think flying came to me from a young childhood. I used to actually have vivid dreams of flying when I was about 7 to 12 years old. It was a reoccurring dream, and I would be flying over my park, kind of like Superman, and just kind of floating there, looking around. And so I always kind of had eyes to the skies. And then my grandfather was pilot in World War II, B-17 pilot. And then there's a lot of history there. He was, POW. His plane was shot down. And anyhow, I've always been inspired by the sky. And I could never afford it because I was always just working to get by, just like most people. And in 1999, I went over to Europe backpacking. I saved up and did a special trip because I always wanted to travel and see that part of the country, and I had an opportunity to do that. So I took 2 months and was able to make that happen when I was like 23 years old. And I saw these guys flying off the mountain in Switzerland, and I just beelined over to where their operations were and signed up and did my first tandem flight off a mountain there. And I knew at that moment, this is something that I had to do somehow, some way in my life, this was going to be part of it. And so that's it was the Kickstarter for me. And then 2007, I found free flying ridge soaring when I lived in California briefly on the coast, and did that for a while. I moved inland, and then it got away from me for a while, for about 9 years. It just got away from me. So I only did it for a little while, the ridge soaring. I would occasionally sneak away for a quick day, but it wasn't until 2018 when I really properly got my gear and got training and got back in the sky again. Now it's whenever I can get out and do it. So.
I know that a lot of people are going to ask because they always do. What is your go-to wing in paramotor, and what size wings do you have?
So my foot launch wing, my when I'm right now, I haven't been foot launching since my injury in September. I've just been trike flying, and right now that wing is Colorado 25 that I fly with my trike. I've got a Colibri trike that I mounted to my Scout, and so that's a really good combination. I can still weight shift on the trike with it, and it's a good weight ratio for my setup, and so that's what I'm doing. Foot launch, I've got a Luna 2. It's a 23 meter, and I really love that wing. It's been my go-to for the past several years for my foot launch.
Now your Scout, you said it was a 185. Is that a dual start or what do you got?
No, just a pull start. It's just the pull start Scout. I bought it used from Team Fly Halo a year and a half ago from up there. I did a clinic in Montana. It was we did a water clinic with Team Fly Halo where we basically flew motors over the lake up there and landed them into the water and had rescue boats, and it was a clinic basically. And after that clinic, Ryan Southwell came up and traded in his motor for another one, and his came up for sale while I was there. So I ended up striking a deal with them and bought his used paramotor. So I got his used.
Was it
Yeah,
an SIV clinic that you're talking about?
No, it wasn't SIV. It was a clinic for learning how to be rescued, or if you have a motor out over water and you have to land in water, because that's kind of one of the number one ways of death in this sport. So it was that, and we also learned some like cross country adventure type stuff. So we did that's where I got my initial schooling on more advanced training for cross country flying, logistics for setting up your routes, and launching and landing in different terrains and winds, like learning crosswind launches, launches and landings, and that kind of thing.
That's pretty cool. So you've learned how to crosswind land and take off in this clinic?
Correct. Yeah.
Has that really helped you as far as your takeoffs and landings and just flying in general?
Yeah, absolutely. It teaches you, so that way when you're doing cross country, you don't always have the ideal wind direction based on your landing zone. If your landing zone is just a narrow path and the winds are coming, across, then you have to learn how to navigate and manage your energy accordingly to bring it down and set it properly. Or if you launch, you pull it up into the wind, get it stable, and then you steer it and guide it, where you want it to go, and then you have to manage the energy that way and take off. So for sure, yeah, Team Fly Halo is definitely, teaching those kind of things, and it was really helpful for me. So.
Okay. Real quick, anybody on the panel have any questions for Scott so far, or was there anything going on in the super chat? No questions. All right. If it looks like Will is moving his lips, you're on mute. Were you saying
do that quite often, don't I? Nothing in the super chat, but yeah, the crosswind launch and landing, that's something you don't hear a lot about, as far as training is concerned. I mean, so what kind of how did they go over that with you? What practice or method did they use to teach that?
Good. That's a good question. Yeah. So our instructor during this clinic, his name's Scott Ritchie. He's pretty well known in the community, has a lot of experience. And what he did was he would set up parameters basically in a safe area, and he would make a line and say, okay, you can't go any further than this, and pretend that's like a beach. Like if you're to land on an ocean front, and over here are the tree line. And if you're in between the trees and the water, you have this basically is your LZ. This is your parameters of what you have to work with. And he would set that up across wind of what the winds were doing. And then so you would have to get your wing going into the wind, but you couldn't just full send it forward because you would end up in the water or the trees. And so what you do is you get the wing up in a stable, and then you would have to guide it and steer it on the ground, and then kite it and run it forward down the direction you wanted it to go. So that was kind of, a basic way of describing some of, that process.
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess the water would serve as a a good reason not to not to get it right.
Yeah.
Good motivator.
And he had stories about, because real life experiences, because he's flown the whole coast of the west coast of South America and many other countries over periods of time, not all at once. But so he's got all these stories and experiences where you're limited on your options, and you fly to a spot and you have to land there. You have to learn how to navigate that LZ or that spot safely without ruining your gear or yourself. So yeah,
We don't want to ruin ourselves, that's for sure.
no.
Where that would really, I mean, from a safety point, I mean, if you had an engine failure
Yeah.
and you had to land in a tight spot, or the winds were less than ideal, so I could see how that would be real helpful.
Yeah, in fact, I was up visiting my friend Scott Ritchie, Sedona, and we were doing that flight with the motor out. And the day before, I was practicing just some more two-stage landings. That's where if you don't know what a two-stage landing, it's basically you're coming down in about 50 feet. You pull your brakes down about halfway, you slow yourself down, it pendulums you up a little bit, you release the brakes fully, and then it dives you towards the ground, gives you a ton of energy, and then you come towards the ground, and then you can have a lot more brake flare authority as you come down. And so I was going through some drills at higher altitude, which that's a whole nother thing, is the altitude makes a difference. And the day before, I had my motor out, so when my motor went out, I used that technique, and I was able to stuff my wing into a tree line without, because there was huge boulders on the ground that I showed in that video, which you guys can share in the link. And it was either hit the rocks and break myself, or just get it in the tree line. And luckily, I had a real soft landing. So.
This sounds like a really good time, Jim, to pull up his motor out video. Let's go ahead and play that motor out video. Keep the audio off, and let Scott tell us what's going on in the video. So while he's doing that, give us a quick, understanding what
right
happened
here,
at the very beginning. How do we have a motor out?
Keep it paused right here. So it was a motor out, and it was also a midair collision during this process. So the wing you see to the right, that's me, the orange and black and blue wing. That's my Colorado. And the wing in front of you, that was good friend Brad Roper. We were doing this flight together, and that's his chase cam perspective. And I was kind of cutting across the main group coming down for my emergency landing here. And I was just focused on trying to get my motor started and stay alive, because I couldn't land below me due to the terrain, and I had to get across this river. Anyways, yeah, so that's the beginning of what you're seeing. And the clip's really short, and then it goes into me just narrating it for a while. You can fast forward through that part. So yeah, that was the clip. And I didn't even know he had hit me until after I was, rescued out of that canyon.
Dang, that happened so fast.
Yeah, it happened pretty quick. And then later on in the video, or this part, yeah, this is me from my perspective. I had my GoPro going, and I'm trying to start it. And then it shows him hitting me from my perspective here a little bit. It's kind of like turbulence. Well, here he comes off the left.
And you didn't see that?
No, I didn't see him. I was so dialed in on trying to survive and figure out how I was going to do, because it was pretty bad spot to land where I was at.
I completely get it. I mean, you had your hands full.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Literally.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm just taking it in now for landing here.
So what was the cause of the motor out? Did you find out what that was?
Had to do some with my carburetor. We ended up rebuilding it. And so I don't know if the diaphragms got hardened up on me or what, but it wouldn't start at all. Like we brought it down and tried to start it, it wouldn't start. We took apart the carb and just rebuilt it all.
Oh no. And your wing got caught or just clipped the tree?
No, I stuffed it right into the tree line, but I got lucky because it was willow trees. There was two small willow trees, and I got right between all the mesquite trees and everything. So
So
the
you
video,
basically just shook your wing out of the tree, right? You didn't have to really.
I had to climb the tree and kind of break some branches and get it down. And I show that in the video. You can scroll fast on it if you want. But yeah, just talk about my experience. And I just recorded it since I had the GoPro. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
So did you have a reserve?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't been flying with my reserve recently.
So had you had a reserve, would it have
No.
played a role here?
No, not at all. No, because the river was right there on the other side of the trees. It's a big, wide river. And the Verde River. And no, I would not have thrown a reserve in that. I was just trying to find my spot to land because I had a perfectly functioning wing.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That makes yeah, actually. Yeah, that was
Look
kind
at
of
the size of those rocks.
you had a good functioning wing, so reserve wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm still thinking about the midair collision, I guess.
Oh yeah, I thought that was just turbulence. I thought I felt some turbulence. So I just went back on my controls for a minute or a second or two, and then back to trying to start it.
I
That
see
is
this
so
report
interesting.
there.
Yeah, one of the things about our carburetors is, our carburetors suck. I think that, if we went to EFI on all of our paramotors, we wouldn't have this problem anymore because carburetors, they just clog up, they gum up, the membranes get hard. Depending on what kind of gas you use or oil, they definitely clog up quicker. Those damn screens, they catch a lot of stuff, but also clogs up the carburetor. So
Yeah.
I think that everybody should go to EFI. I think EFI should be on all of our gas powered motors. And then I really think that electric motors are going to be the way to go in the future too.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking for.
you didn't have any damage to your Scout or anything, did you?
No, 100% no damage to me, the Scout, or the wing. Nothing got damaged at all. So
You're right about those rocks. Those things are massive. It's nice that you landed where you did.
yeah, I landed in the soft spot for sure.
Would you mind playing that from the beginning where his wing got clipped, Jim?
It'll do it at the end again too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was just so quick, it's hard to see.
It is.
Yeah, I should have played it slow motion or something, but
I was trying to figure out what part of him clipped your wing.
I think his lines, just the glider lines, I think just hit the wing.
So we think that the carburetor was what, just the membranes got?
Yeah, it was just an issue with the carburetor, and I don't know exactly what happened.
Okay. Just for fun, do you remember the last time that the carb was worked on?
No, you said that was the thing, is I didn't rebuild it after I bought it used from Ryan, and I should have. So that was kind of my bad. So yeah, it was neglect on my part for motor maintenance.
Oh, look at that. And you said no lines were snagged or anything. You just pulled it out and you're able to fly again, no problem.
Yeah, I flew the next day. We went up to northern Arizona after that, a little further up, and did a flight.
That is crazy. For you guys that are listening to this on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast on your favorite podcasting app, not live, obviously, you can always go over to ClearPropTV.com or just go to iFlyParamotors.com and rewatch this video. Very interesting stuff here.
They're asking for the link to. Oh yeah, I think you're right. It looked like the lines. Yeah.
Wow, that was so close.
Real close, yeah.
Yeah, wish that we had it on slow motion.
Boom.
Yeah. And you didn't even see it when you're trying to restart your motor.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Had you talked to Brad about, I mean, was he distracted at the time trying to figure out what was going on with you, or?
Yeah, we talked. I think he was checking something out on his phone right prior to that, but yeah, it just, neither of us kind of saw each other. It just kind of one of those things where we got to have our head on a swivel at all times. And I'm guilty, and I'm guilty for not looking around too, even though I was in emergency mode. I'm still flying an aircraft, but it just, I didn't see him. So just the way it went down.
Yes. I'm glad everything worked out great, though. I'm glad that you were fine.
Yeah.
How did you finally get out of there? I mean, how was the rescue like?
Oh yeah. So two of my buddies came, and so they did a pin drop where I was, and then when they got to base camp, they met with one of the locals, and he showed them the old Indian Jeep roads that go back into where I was, and they got a small off-road vehicle, and came back and got me after about 3 hours, I guess. It took them to get back, and by then I had my wing packed up, and I was hiking out and breaking branches to get out of there and all that. And then they hiked down and helped me get the gear up to the truck, and it worked out really well. So
What time of the year was that, Scott?
I was in August.
Oh,
Where was
so
it?
it was probably, because I'm from Arizona, so I've been
Yeah.
to Sedona several times, but it had to been pretty warm in that
It got
canyon once you.
It did get pretty warm, yeah.
Yeah. Did you
I
have
was
water? Did you have water and stuff on you? So you didn't,
Yeah,
just don't know, Oh, you were so lucky.
I always fly with at least a liter of water when I take off. It's just mandatory. We're out where I live in the desert. And so when I landed, that was one of the first things I did was check out my bottle of water and gauge how much of it I would need to drink to get my gear together. And I knew the guys were going to come get me, and it's just a matter of, so I rationed my water out, and I had plenty. I didn't get anywhere near dehydration. So
Wow. So did they have
They're asking for the link to that video.
It should be down below. I put it right below his description.
Yeah, right in the YouTube description.
Yeah, right on the YouTube. Yeah.
amazing?
Check that
Oh,
out.
goodness. Yeah, that was real lucky.
Well, I am glad that you made it out there safe. You were rescued. This is something good. I guess the takeaway is to make sure that we do motor maintenance. If you get a used motor, replace the carb or do a carb replacement. How about as far as like fuel line? Did you replace the fuel line too?
Oh yeah, now I upgrade. I try to do it once a year as a rule of thumb, to change my fuel lines, rebuild
Me
the
too.
carb,
Yeah.
check to make sure the belts about every 2 years, but yeah, it just depends.
So at that time that you had this incident, how many hours of PPG did you have under your belt?
Maybe around 300 hours, I guess, somewhere.
Oh, okay. So you've been flying for a while since.
Yeah,
Okay.
I tried to get out a bunch.
That sounds pretty good. All right. Do we have any questions in the super chat?
Yeah, Bonnie Franz wanted to know where you trained and where you do most of your flying.
Yeah, so I trained with Team Fly Halo, and at the time they were training out on the coast of California. Now they're training mostly in Salton Sea, California, and also up in Oregon when it's hot. So they go based on the time of year. And I do most of my flying out in Arizona where I live. So I live in Santan Valley. So I fly mostly out in the Southeast Valley is what we call it. So, out by the Superstition Mountains or Arizona Farms, just around the desert and stuff. We got a bunch of spots around here. So
It's pretty over there.
yeah,
Santan Valley is like growing like a lot.
it
A
is.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to
big
do
time.
a lot of rodeos over there on that part of town or whatever. And yeah. And
Cool.
it just even years ago, it was growing like crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's
And then
big-
all that rain that you guys got, you probably weren't able to fly a whole lot with all the flooding and everything. you know?
This past few weeks since I got back from the circus and the Salton Sea flying, I've been just in work mode because I own my own plumbing business, the Flying Plumber, and it's
That's
just it's been all just work right lately, you know. So
Yeah.
but I try to balance it out with fun. Like I'm hoping to get down to the Tombstone mini fly-in this weekend. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool little town too.
That sounds like a ton of fun. I really wish I had been able to stay down there for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We used to go out to the Wilcox La Playa dry lake bed, and because of all the rain, the lake bed's too wet to fly there right now. So we've moved it to the Tombstone Airport. They have a small airport, and this will be our first annual fly in there. They're very welcoming of our community, and they're excited to have us. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
Oh,
it should be a good deal. Yeah.
that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the videos.
Yeah, there should be some good stuff coming out of that. So,
Yeah, that's probably going to be pretty
Really
big. Good time
Yeah.
of the year right now. So it
mhm,
starts getting hot. Or
yeah.
hot.
It is.
or-
It
Hey,
is.
Team Fly Halo's got some really good energy management videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
they do for sure. Yeah, I would check those out. Shane Denherter, he was one of the founders of Team Fly Halo. He's since sold the business to Canyon Hansen, but Shane's videos on energy management were key to my developing my skill set and my advancement in the flying. And you do have to pay like a fee for it, but it's 100% worth it because he
Yeah.
really spent a lot of time and he was a professional or a military helicopter pilot originally, and then branched into the paramotor world. And he really has a good way of breaking down the energy management of what we do. So,
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, excellent. It is 7:29. If you have not said hello to Will Fly, you have 1 minute to do so, because at 7:30 we stop putting names on the spinning wheel for this particular spin. So make sure you say hello to Will Fly, because we're going to be saying hello to everybody that has said hi to Will Fly on the spinning wheel of Winnie Things. That's going to be Linda Anderson's job, is to say hello to everybody. We still got another half an hour plus another couple spins, so definitely stay around. Must be present to win. Like I said, we got a t-shirt from Fly Dragon PPG coming up. We also got a mystery box from JB PPG. And of course, we got a PPG calendar from Jim from carepp.com. It's 7:30 right now. Will Fly, if you could put the spinning wheel up. But don't worry, guys. Still say hello to Will Fly, because we're going to spin it again in about 15 minutes.
Cool. This is a big night, Monday. For
It
spinny
is a
winny
big night.
things.
I know, right? I love the spin. So what do we have on here? It looks like we got a really cool logo. What is that logo?
My chatters. Yeah, that looks
Is
cool.
ClearProp TV.
ClearPropTV logo, huh?
Yep. Indeed.
Very cool. Very cool. Welcome, chatters. Thank you so much for joining our show and jumping in the chat and all that good stuff and getting on the spinny winny. So I'm going to start yelling out some names here. And here we go. We got Kramer in the house, Bonnie Franz, Scott and Angie Garland, Bill H, Scuba, Brian Franz, Michael Jasper, Tony Marzano, Don Beville, James, Angela Presley. We got Daniel, and I'm probably going to kill the name here. Estelante, Mr. Dana, 54, Goldie Teal, Stephen Goodpaster, Mad Sloper, Dewey Milstead, Run Into the Sky Earth, I Can Fly PPG, Paul Marzano, PPG, the other Nick. Woo-hoo.
Now, you know, Scuba Steve, if you're a
Scuba
panel
Steve.
member, you can't be on the spinning wheel. You have to be on the panel. You can't just stick at home and try to win these
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
No, I'm just
uh-huh.
kidding. I'm just kidding. You can't. I don't care.
Nice try.
But we miss you. We miss you, Scuba Steve, but you're in your new house. We understand.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, for the new Moster giveaway, if we ever do one, I will not be on the panel. I think it's just going to be you, Sean.
You
Pretty
know,
sure.
if when we do the big giveaway, because we're going to be giving away wings, reserves, helmets, even a paramotor in the future. However, everybody that's on the panel will be able to get on the spinning wheel. So don't
Oh,
leave me alone. You'll be on the spinning wheel. You can be
Oh.
on the panel
wow.
because
Okay,
you know
so
because think about it. You know, it's still just a spin. You know, it's still a spin of chance.
There you go.
Whether you're on the panel or not. So don't worry. I need you guys. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. Actually,
okay,
I
so
don't want to.
everyone
I
that
don't want to
said
do this without you.
No.
everyone that said hello, I believe I got them on the wheel.
Excellent. So
All
let's
right.
shuffle, shuffle,
Good luck,
shuffle,
everybody.
and we will do this for. You want the mystery box or the PPG calendar,
Doesn't matter either way to me.
Jim? What do you want?
Who's
Choose.
gonna do it?
All right, Linda, you choose mystery box or PPG calendar.
Let's do the calendar. We'll save the mystery box for last for the special spinny winny.
All right.
Yeah.
So
You
this is
ready?
for a PPG calendar. You can find this over at ppgcalendar.com. This is from Jim up in
Exciting.
Canada, the only guy I know that has maple syrup smelling money. You can always find him over at his company at carepp.com or watch his crazy shenanigans at careppg.com. He is our official sponsor on the show, and he does make the calendars for us and helps us give them away and sell. And also, it helps raise money for the nonprofit organizations.
There you go.
Ready when you are, Mr. Willfly.
Good luck, everybody.
I'm going to go with Mr. Dana 54.
I'm gonna say Steve Goodpaster.
I'm going to say it's one of the Frans because, you know, it's rigged that way.
Yeah, they got 50 shot.
I know, right?
Round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, we'll know in just a moment. Watch it be Scuba Steve.
Yeah.
Whoa, Bill H. Steve Good.
Bill
Looks like
H.
it's going to be. Oh, what is it? Steven or Tony?
Good plaster.
Oh my gosh, it's so close.
Oh gosh.
No, it really is close.
Whoa,
Oh my
man.
goodness, Stephen Goodpaster.
There you go.
I called it. I called
Tony's
it.
so close.
Congratulations, Steven.
The best way to get me your information is to go to ppgcalendar.com and sign in and just tell me, say, Jim, send me that free calendar. And put your
Congratulations.
address in there and I'll get it out to you, Stephen.
So
That's
anybody
so
can
funny.
sign up over at ppgcalendar.com and create a free account.
You betcha.
Okay, make sure you go over to ppgcalendar.com, make that free account because I hear that Jim sometimes sends out free stuff, kind of like I do over at paramotorarkansas.com. So if you haven't done so,
Yes.
go to ppgcalendar.com, make that free account, and go over to paramotorarkansas.com, make that free account because I've been giving away free stuff. I haven't heard anybody, say thank you yet, but it's just a prize, so I don't need a thank you or anything.
People love stickers. I love stickers.
They do. I love stickers. All right, guys. Thank you so
stickers.
much. Don't go nowhere because we're going to be spinning
No.
the wheel again, and we're going to be giving away a couple more things. So stick around.
All right.
We're
Don't leave the
continu-
building.
We are continuing to hang out with Scott Ruse, right?
Woohoo.
And talk to him about all of his crazy shenanigans. Looks like Ryan's just joined us again on the panel. So welcome, Ryan.
Ryan in the house.
So we talked before the show, and one of the things that you said that you want to talk about is the Adventure Wingman Challenge. Tell us a little bit about that. And, I've never been there. I haven't done that yet. So tell us a little bit about it. I want to know more myself too.
Okay, so this was an adventure put on by Miro Slav, who is the creator and inventor of the Scout Paramotor. And he's been responsible for the adventures. If you guys know, you probably know Ryan Southwell. He makes probably the coolest paramotor videos in the community, in my opinion. over like in Iceland and stuff. If you look up Ryan Southwell and look up his Iceland videos, Miro's the one that puts on those big adventure trips. And so he wanted to come to America and do some big flying adventures because that's like his jam. He's like really big into it. And so the Adventure Wingman Challenge he created and invited up to 20 pilots to go last year. And I put my name in the hat and signed up for it. And it was in September, and it was an adventure that started in California and ended up in Utah. And we went across 4 different states over the period of 2 weeks. And we had a ground crew. We had, so like there was ground support team. It was very well organized as far as safety and stuff. We each had tracking devices on us that was given out as part of the event with our names on it. And they tagged us all and had us all linked together through the base, crew. And that was sponsored by Team Flahalo. They came in with ground support and organized all the logistics for that. And my girlfriend, Becky, put her name in the hat to cook for the guys. So every 3 days we had a rest day, and they took her on to cook for the guys at the rest areas. So we would fly for 3 days and then rest for a day. And we had different locations that we would meet up at different waypoints. And it was basically, it was unsupported between the waypoint checkpoints. So you had to figure out how to get there, find your landing zones, how you were going to gas up, where you were going to sleep. So it was like big adventure type stuff. And I had always wanted to get into doing that kind of thing. And so that's why I signed up for it. And I did some training the year prior with them, as I talked to you about before, up in Montana, the adventure flying clinic. And so yeah, that's how it kind of got started and organized. And there was about, I think 18 of us, 17 or 18 of us total that participated in this.
Well, that's cool.
So that event was quite the event. Like there was a lot of tough launches, a lot of tough landings, a lot of that really pushed you guys, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I injured my knee, as I explained before, the first day, so I wasn't able to foot launch and push as hard as I wanted to. So, but I did make a good portion of it on the trike. But some of those guys, really ran into a lot of bad air and bad conditions, stuff I couldn't even get off the ground in on the trike, just because my skill level on a trike and high winds wasn't a good match,
Well, I heard the first day only 2 or 3 people even got off the ground.
Yeah, there was probably maybe about 5 guys or so got in the air on the first day. But yeah, it was pretty rough. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome that you guys were able to do that and experience all that and go through that adventure and that you had all that support too.
Yeah, this is something I wouldn't have wanted to do, this kind of adventure, without knowing we had decent support. That made it, you didn't feel like you were blanketed by, it didn't make you feel 100% safe, but you felt confident knowing, I'm going to head this way. And then if something happens, I can call ground crew. We can get something figured out or whatever. Like when I had a high wind landing, I broke my gear. I called ground support, and my girlfriend Becky happened to be cruising by with the RV, going to the next waypoint. She was able to come by with some tools and parts that I needed, and I rebuilt my hoop on my Scout, got it back together in about an hour, and I was ready for the next section. So
did you have to hitchhike at all?
I didn't hitchhike myself, but I know Judson Graham hitchhiked a bit, and some of the other guys did, and they did part of their journey that way. In fact, Judson made some good videos, Trevor Steele and Zach Watkins. If you guys don't know him, you should check him out on Facebook too. He just recently posted yesterday, I think it was, where he flew between the Hawaiian Islands because he lives in Hawaii. And he just set some kind of paramotor journey records doing that. And he's a tough guy. He's the one that he bloodied his knees on day one on launch because he was new wing, that new motor, testing out all new gear, which, you're not supposed to change too many things in a formula at once. And he talks about that in his videos too. He's got some really good content on Wingman. I didn't make any content on Wingman and publish it, so you won't see much from me on that. But some of the other guys did some nice stuff.
I think when it comes to paramotors, once you start buzzing around the LZ, it's like, okay, this is boring. I need to go do something. Then you start shooting out a little bit further and then you come back. But I think really the big thing is these cross countries and these adventures. These adventures just are so incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all of us have a desire to do that, and then to get it organized and have the confidence to do it safely is what some of our local pilots are talking about. And we're starting to create a local Facebook group in our community to communicate on Messenger and set up some local flights where we can get together and do little miniature cross country stuff, with like an RV or a supported trailer and a truck kind of thing. So that's what our plans are right now.
Sounds awesome. Hey, Will Fly, is there any other questions in the super chat?
Not that I see. Wait, what's the longest? Yeah, so there is. So Tony Marzano, what's the longest he was flying at one time? So what's the longest flight you've had?
I think the longest flight I had was I was on like a dry desert area just west of Las Vegas. We landed out and like the local Las Vegas news was invited to come out and they did their shoot, and we gassed up there. Some of the local pilots brought gas out for us, and we were able to top off after we left the Kingston Ranch on the third leg of this journey, or the second leg. And I flew from there over to the other side of Lake Mead on the north side, on the other side of Valley of Fire. And it was a full, I had 18 liters, well, almost 18 liters of gas. And I ended up with just about 2 or 3 liters left. So it was pretty close. And I don't remember exactly how many miles that was offhand, but it was pretty good. That was probably the farthest particular stretch I remember.
So piggybacking off that question, what's the longest or what's your average amount of time that you fly, whether that you go cross country or just buzz around the LZ? What's your normal time up in the air per flight?
Usually half an hour to an hour and a half on average, just for weekend flying, just buzzing around. And then when I get into these longer flights, I'm up for, 2.5 hours.
Okay. So real quick, everybody in the super chat that flies, obviously, what is your average time up in the air per flight? I mean, obviously, sometimes you go up for just a couple minutes, sometimes a couple hours, but what's your average? I think my average is topping off the tank and flying for 2.5 hours, which is about all I can do with what I got. How about you guys out there in the super chat? Let us know. What's that?
Sean, I was wondering, do you get more out of your Atom 80? Because you were saying that you're flying the Atom 80 quite a bit now.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm digging that Atom 80. I really am. I'm digging the Atom 80. I'm flying the APCO F3, the APCO hybrid skin, and those have so much lift. And just recently, I but kited the Sol Flexus 2, and in just a little bit of wind, that thing popped up and almost lifted me up. It almost nil wind. I'm like, I can't wait to go fly that next. But yeah, I love to fly the Atom 80. I've lost a little bit of weight, well, a lot of weight. I was about 250, but I'm down to about 220 now. And that makes a whole bunch of difference. So at 220, I can fly an Atom 80 with a 28-meter wing. Nil wind, I can take off in about 10 steps. So I love how it sips gas. A lot different than the Moster 185. Lot lighter too. You just put that on, it's like a little light backpack. It's like, man, I can walk up, I can do anything with this thing on. A little bit different than a Moster 185.
I actually
So-
just went. I just went the other direction. I went from an Atom 80 to a Moster 185, and I love it. Yeah, it sucks the fuel down more, but that power is a heck of a trade-off, especially when taking off. It's a beautiful thing.
You know that the next step up from an Atom 80 before you hit that Moster 185 is probably an HE 125. The amount of power in that 125 is almost as much horsepower as the Moster 185, but just a tad bit heavier than the Atom 80. So that's probably another engine I'm going to get just to try it out, you know.
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine is a dealer for them, for HE. So one of the guys I fly with, so it's all he flies.
The HEs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to try more things out there. It looks like Paramount took off her glasses, so this must be a picture moment.
Yeah, it's kind of sounding like it. And my average flight is 57 minutes. So
Wait a minute, how'd you come up with average 57 minutes?
because I log every flight and I keep
You are incredible.
yeah, I keep track of every flight and session, and so yeah, 57 minutes.
All
But
right.
hey, Zach Watkins, he is a cool cat. He really is. I don't know if anyone went to the Swanee fly-in, would have been 2-3 years ago, but he was the dude that he traveled from Jacksonville all the way over to Swanee. It was 250 miles. So we knew he was coming in. And so we were all kind of sitting there waiting for him and gave him a cheer when he landed. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
really cool.
He
He's gonna
flew
be,
that long. He flew that far?
yeah, he flew that far.
Wow.
And he's going to be on Tuesday night hangout, the Paramotor Hangout show, April 4th. So keep that in mind too.
How do we get to that show? Is there a .com?
Why, yes, there is, Sean. It's ppgshane.com. We'll take you right to it, or just search for Paramotor Hangout on YouTube.
And when you go to ppgshane.com, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you know what's going on. Looks like Scuba Steve jumped in too. It looks like you're at the beach in Maui. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's
He
my
wanted to
new
make the
house.
thumbnail. You just wanted to make the thumbnail, dude.
No, you could have. I'll leave and I'll turn my video off. You can take thumbnails.
No, we want you there. All right, so Linda took off her glasses. I'm going to put mine on. There you go.
All right. Y'all ready? All right. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3. I got it. Gonna be a good one. I can Photoshop Steve out.
Since y'all weren't asking Scott any questions, did you transfer from foot launch to trike, and why did you transfer from foot launch to trike? And is your trike got a wide wheelbase, or is it a smaller wheelbase?
He's got that Calibre, man.
I've got the Calibri trike.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of small, and the paramotor just sits right down on top of it, and it's got 2 support arm bars that go up and connect to the frame under the swing arms. So my swing arms still work, and I have weight shift
Okay.
while I'm under the wing. And I transferred the trike out of necessity because I got the trike from my girlfriend because she wants to get into flying and she wants to trike fly. And so we got it for her, and I brought it with on the Wingman Challenge. And I had only flown it maybe 3 or 4 times locally at home at the LZ to just check it out and make sure everything's good. And I brought it just as emergency backup for Wingman. And after, day 1, I had to use it. So it was kind of.
Do you think that flying a trike is any less fun than foot launching?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay.
There's pros and cons to both. I prefer foot launching. I find I have more opportunities to launch and land in higher winds. different conditions. I feel more finesse and control with foot launching. It does require more energy for launching. Landing is, to me, is just the same, foot launch or trike. Trike's super easy to land, like that's a no-brainer. If you have the runway. If you don't have runway, then you have to manage like a 2-stage landing to get it to come down where you're not rolling forward too fast. But for me, launching the trike has been a big challenge. I was getting my lines stuck in the guide keepers because I had these 3D printed ones made up from a buddy, and they were pinching in there, and I got that issue resolved, and I was just having issues. But now after trial and error, I think I'm getting it finally, but it was kind of frustrating feeling like the new guy out there, trike flying and just failing and failing and failing. But, that's just comes with the territory of paramotoring. So, you feel like you get blown around more in the wind. With higher winds, it throws you around on a trike, but I do like it because you can kick your feet back on it and chill out. It's more for like relaxed type flying. I can't throw down like wing overs on the trike and stuff like that. So there's pros and cons to it. I still prefer foot launch, but I'm enjoying the trike because it's something different and it keeps me in the sky. So
why do you feel that you can't do wing overs in the trike?
I've done mild like stuff, but I'm afraid that it'll get out of control and I could have a line twist because of the mass of the trike. I feel like if I get up and I don't manage it just right, it could potentially line twist, and then you're in big trouble. So
okay,
I try to manage the energy of me and versus the gear, so I don't get in trouble based on experience and trial and error and stuff.
Yeah, and one thing too, the more wing over put on your wing. Oops, I think I messed up my phone. There it goes, the microphone. The more G's you put on your wing, the quicker they will stretch, and you'll need to get them replaced or something like that too. My first wing, I put 350 hours on it, the first year, and it needed a new line set basically because I went to a couple of SIVs, did all sorts of acro, and just basically destroyed those lines in a year. So if you want to keep your lines good for a long time and you don't want to have to reline your glider, I'd say, enjoy your, have a wing to actually do something like that. But after you go through your SIV clinics and after you do all your acro, you don't really need to anymore, especially on something like a trike that will really pull even more G's, So I think personally, enjoy going to a SIV clinic, do your wing overs, do all your acro stuff there. But when you're flying something like a motor, you got to be careful because your lines will stretch, and it costs $800 to get all of your lines replaced, as I found out. So now I just go up and fly like a grandpa. I just go up, I look at everything, everything's great. I come back down, and I tell you what, my gliders last a lot longer now.
How heavy is your trike, Scott?
I think it's about 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere around.
That's like the limit of your wing, huh? The 25-meter Colorado?
I'm on the high end of it, yeah, with the trike, but I feel good on it. It feels solid and like it's not gonna fail on me. So
good.
Yeah, I got the Colorado intentionally for foot launch. So I bought the 25 Colorado for the Wingman Challenge with the foot launch weight ratings for the altitude. So that's what I bought it for. And then I just evolved into using it with the trike. And then I started flying it with it. And I've had, haven't felt out of place on it with the trike as far as feel like I'm in danger with the weight load on it. And I was in some pretty bad air. I've got one video from the Wingman on my GoPro, which I never published, of one of my high wind landings with Mark Barron. he was my wingman at that day, and he came in and landed before me. We were messaging. He's like, "Do you want to land?" We got caught in a venturi between two mountains, and basically kind of almost going backwards. And so I told him to go down first so he could help me with the wing because of the trike, you know. And so he came in and landed and turned around and got plucked off the ground and, you know, shot backwards down this guy's field. We landed in some guy's backyard field and broke the scout up, and, you know, he was struggling. And once he got himself under control, then I came into the land right in front of him so he could grab my wing, you know, get behind it. And I was able to luckily, you know, land with his help. He came in and grabbed the wing after I landed. I was able to get it off to the side and pull the sea lines in on the one side and drop it. And he got right behind it. But, you know, it was pretty hairy. And that was actually the last flight I took on the wingman challenge. After that, the winds were too strong for me to even take off. I attempted and I just couldn't. So it was pretty rough air, that wingman challenge. But
Yeah, even my dog said that was rough. Hey, I see in the super chat that Paul Marzano said, anyone thought about a ballistic reserve for a trike? Yes, I want one for my trike for sure. How about you guys?
I was just thinking, if you
What is-
stick it up your butt, and you'll have a ballistic when you freak.
what is what does he mean? Can he define what he means? I'm not quite understanding.
A ballistic one is one that gets shot up. It's automatic. It has power of its own. It just shoots up.
Okay. All right.
Like
Top
a,
gun style.
like a
They're
fire,
usually
like
either-
a firework of some sort, right?
Yeah, they're usually spring loaded, or they use compressed gas to eject the parachute out of the tube.
Okay.
It doubles as defense if someone gets too close to you too, you know. Hey, there was what Bonnie Franz was asking about as far as your comfort level or managing winds. Do you feel better on the trike or with foot launch?
Foot launch 100%. That's me though. I mean, it might be different for everyone. Just because I know I can launch in high winds and I can land in high winds and manage the glider up and down. You know, with the trike, no, I can't launch in a high wind with the trike. I haven't developed that skill set yet. And then landing in high winds is scary. And my last one I did, I got the wing down and off to the side, and everything was fine. And then luckily I had a buddy there to keep it from grabbing me and just pulling the whole rig and turtling or whatever, you know, at that point. So
Yeah, those high wind landings where you have to come in on power and you still are on power after you stop. You have that quick grabbing the sea lines, killing your motor as your wing is coming down, and it can get kind of scary, you know, especially you don't want that wing or anything to touch that muffler, which usually the cage will protect, but it's still scary trying to do that in high winds. I agree.
yeah.
Scott, did you have any I missed the part where you were telling where the wingman, what states the wingman was over.
Oh yeah, so we started in Central California. Originally, we were going to take off out of Lake Tahoe, but we ended up going south due to the wildfires, rain and everything that was going on in that area. And then we flew down the 395 corridor, and then went across Death Valley, and then down into just west of Las Vegas. And then we landed there for one of the pit stop rest areas at a ranch. They rented a private ranch, and we hung out for a day. And then from there we went across Lake Mead, south of Las Vegas there, and then over into past Valley of Fire. And then from there we went up into St. George and across St. George from Lake Mesquite. So I flew out of the Mesquite airport across St. George. And then we went from there and then up into Utah. And at that point that's where I had to peace out on that high wind landing. The other guys continued on, and I hooked up with ground crew, and I tried to launch from the third waypoint, and the winds were just too strong that morning. But the other guys got up, and they made the adventure from that point on. So yeah, we went across several states, kind of looped through Utah and then back around. So those guys got up into like Bryce Canyon and near Zion, and then back towards St. George, kind of down that way. I think it was Apple Valley, Utah, is where we finished.
So you went through some significant altitude changes in terms of ground level.
Yeah, we started out pretty high. We were at 9,000. Is it 9? I don't remember. And then yeah, we went down to zero. Yeah, down to Death Valley altitudes, and back up again to like 6,000 or 7,000 feet. So yeah, we went through highs and low elevation and winds and turbulence and a lot of stuff.
Now I have kind of a weird question regarding that. Did you notice at any point in time, were you monitoring your temperature, your exhaust temperature, or the head temperature at all?
Normally
on your motor?
On these flights I didn't. I wasn't paying attention, but I do have a temperature gauge, and normally I do keep an eye on that. But there was so much going on. It was so overwhelming for my brain, because this was my first big adventure flight, to just manage the reality of what's going on and the logistics, and like, okay, here I am, and I have to get over here, and I have to, how much gas and the time, and so it was a lot of stress, and I didn't really pay attention to my temperature gauges. Some guys are super dialed on that, but I wasn't focused on that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the altitude differences caused your motor to run. Yeah,
the fuel mixture and all that.
The fuel mixture to change.
Yeah, it can do that, and if you don't tune it just right, yeah, you can run it hot, and you should.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If you had prepped by setting it rich before you left.
Yeah, I did have to tune my motor twice during this trip, just micro tune, just because this till was running right. So that is a factor in cross country, especially when you go to altitude. You want to make sure you adjust your low setting at the right, setting.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's a little after 8 o'clock. It's time for a second spinny wheel. I guess I should have asked Scott, how long do we have you tonight?
Oh, whatever. I'm good. I'm just hanging out at home. So.
All right, so another 5 hours. Excellent. All right.
Anyway.
So do we get any new people on the wheel?
We did. I don't know if I've shaken it since then or not. Guardian Service Dogs, Tyler Vowles, Marcos Franco, Flying Flamingo, I Can Fly, and I think that's it.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys made it here. And don't forget, we're still going to spin again here in a little bit. So don't go nowhere after this spin, because we still got some other fun stuff to give away.
Hey, you mean we're going to have 3 spinny wheels?
Man, incredible.
Dang.
So exciting it is tonight. 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 spinny wheels.
All right. Now we're going to be doing we're going to be spinning for a mystery box from JBPPG. So James, tell us real quick, what are the possibilities of, what could we possibly get in a mystery box from jbppg.com?
Oh, you can get some decals, you can get a tumbler cup, a coffee cup, some t-shirts, and maybe something new yet that I ain't even released yet that I'm working on.
A mystery box. Nice.
And I am going to let my children pick it. I'm not going to have a hand in it. So that's going to be my spinning wheel.
Yeah.
Look like Torqued Off just barely skimmed in. So
he did. He's on the wheel.
Excellent. All right. So
ready?
Mystery box from jbppg.com. Make sure you go to jbppg.com, create that free account, because throughout the month he sends out free stuff too. All you got to do is make a free account, make sure you have your mailing address so we can send you out some free stuff.
Yeah.
I had the link for the free account right on the top of the page, so you cannot miss it. Real easy to find.
No more names on the wheel,
No more
No
names
more-
on the wheel.
No.
That's it.
but I did get next Batman. So, all right, you ready?
You're ready.
Alrighty.
I'm going to go with Bill H.
Probably torqued off since he came in last, and that's how it's rigged, right?
Yeah, or next Batman.
Flying flamingo. Whoop, whoop.
Tyler Valves.
Maybe run into the sky.
I'm gonna say scuba. He needs a lucky day too.
Wait,
Yes,
Scuba's on the wheel?
yeah, of course.
He's on the
And
panel.
look, and there it is. There's Scuba. There's Scuba. What are you doing?
This
It is the
rigged.
next Batman. Wait a minute. Could be torqued off. It's between the two.
Yeah.
Next
I was
Batman.
wondering if Will was
Oh
gonna notice
my
that.
gosh. Oh my gosh. So close. Next
He was the
Batman.
very last person. We've got to come up with some ground rules here or something. I don't know. Just-
So next Batman, if you would, could you jump on over to jbppg.com, make your free account, shoot me a message you got that done so I can get you your mystery box out to you.
Congratulations.
And
Next
of course, next Batman, you got to let us know what's in this mystery box.
Yeah, I'm curious.
We also got Lizzie White that joined our live audio stream through Podbean. So welcome, Lizzie.
What's up, Lizzie?
All right. So
Hey.
I heard that someone is called Meat Fairy. Tell us a little bit about this Meat Fairy thing, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, so yeah, my buddy Luke Dorokowski came up with that name because in our community we all kind of earn nicknames, and they have to be earned the old-fashioned way, just kind of organically. And so before I became a plumber, I used to be a chef, and so I like to throw down some food, especially at the Paramotor gatherings. I like to cook meat, and so I got a smoker a while back, and I was smoking different meats, and I cooked up a really good brisket one night.
I'm parking next to him. I'm just saying.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I want some of that brisket.
Scott's gonna be so popular.
Yeah.
Skinny Chef Shane's gonna have a run for his money.
That's what I was thinking.
that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be good.
So I
I-
brought them over to my buddy Luke's. In fact, I brought the whole brisket over and in a cooler, and I brought it into his house and brought my cutting board, knife, and everything, and threw it down on his counter and started cutting him up some meat and said, "Here you go." And then I took off, and I'm like, "Okay, we're heading out." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Oh, we're just going around, just giving out this meat because it's so good." So that's when he dubbed me the Meat Fairy. And they made a patch, and I've got it on my paramotor harness, the Meat
That's
Fairy.
cool.
We all have nicknames and stuff.
Meat
kinda
fairy.
fun.
I love it.
Kind of weird. It's kind of a gay sounding name, but I
I,
mean, if you don't know the
I-
background of it, but
I didn't
That's
think that
funny.
at all.
No.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
yeah.
They got
clue.
the
No
tooth
clue, yeah.
fairy, and there you go.
but if you get to know me and you come around base camp where we're at, you'll find out pretty quick what it's about. So
That's more
That's-
of like a gigolo type nickname. You just go around sharing your meat with everybody. I'm just wondering.
I was thinking grinder.
yeah.
Just a gigolo. Oh,
Oh
that
my
is
gosh, that's
awesome.
funny.
Hey, now you said that you do skydiving and rock climbing. So tell us a little bit about your rock climbing, and obviously I want to hear about the skydiving.
All right. Well, I'll go with the skydiving. I got into that right after 1999 when I did my first paramotor flight. I came back to the States, and one of my fellow chefs was into skydiving, and he was also into rock climbing. And so he introduced me to both. And so we went skydiving, but it was like a 3-hour drive from the house. And so it just wasn't conducive to my life to drive 3 hours each way to go skydive. So I only got about 14 jumps in. I was going through their school, and you have to get 20 jumps to get your A license at the time in Lake Elsinore, I believe it was. So anyways, I branched off into rock climbing because he did that and he showed me how to do that. So I just got away from skydiving and went headlong into climbing for about 5 years straight and did sport climbing, trad climbing, gym climbing, everything. We traveled. I went to Greece, Mexico, all around the States to different crags climbing and camping and all that good stuff.
Now, you said that you did your first tandem in 1999, and then you did
Yeah.
skydiving, and then you did your free flying in 2007, right?
207, yeah, that's when I started free flying.
So did the skydiving help at all as far as going from skydiving to free flying, since you had a canopy when you're skydiving?
I would say maybe only in the relationship to brake toggles and hanging under strings and feeling the confidence of being held up in the air. But the kind of free flying I did was only ridge soaring. I didn't get into the big inland grabbing thermals and all that. All I did was soar the coastal ridges where they create the lift band and kind of float back and forth. They call it ridge soaring, and that's so not really. Learning to ridge soar was different, I guess, because you're learning full canopy control versus skydiving. You're learning the logistics of the safety of skydiving, and then you just have to learn how to, find your landing zone and just come in and pull the brakes until you stop. That's not giving it justice, because skydiving, I'm not experienced enough to really talk about it properly.
So ridge soaring is a different sport then? Is that like a separate sport? Ridge soaring is that separate kind of
so
thing?
ridge soaring is kind of what they do. Have you ever heard of Torrey Pines in California?
Yeah.
Glider port. So that they ridge soar. They grab that lift band of air that comes from the ocean, and it's smooth laminar air, and it's softly, like if this was a hill and the wind's coming in, the wind hits the hill and it gets pushed back, and then at the top of the hill it creates the top of the lift is here, and then it'll go over. So you can fly this lift band of air, and then you can go back and forth across it if the air is coming straight onto the ridge. If it's crosswind, then it doesn't lift quite as good.
That's kind of like what my son Robert does. He flies the Torrey.
That's right.
And now I just thought about that. I've seen some videos of him. Ridge soaring. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that is cool.
So
All right. Okay, so you said that you also went to some fly-ins. You like to go to fly-ins out west. Tell us about your fly-ins that you went to and your experience. And of course, are you going to be going to any other fly-ins in the future?
Yeah, so I love going to the fly-ins because that's where we get to socialize in our community and get to meet other pilots. So I first saw that back in 2014. I was living near Yosemite, and I would go to the Black Hawk flying events as a spectator for about 3 to 4 years, just watching them and just hanging out on the sidelines, just watching the community. And that's where I got a taste of what it's, the social vibes about. And then 2018, I was able to acquire gear and get training with Team Fly Halo and then start going to them myself. And I actually went that spring of 2018 as a pilot to my first flying was at the Black Hawk Ranch that year. And then I moved to Arizona, and then I started going to the Arizona Flying Circus, which is out here in Maricopa. And then I started going to the Salton Sea fly-in out in California, the Salton Sea.
Okay, excellent. Any other questions in the super chat before we move on?
Yeah, well, I'm not from the super chat, but when you were at Salton Sea, which camp were you at?
This year?
Yeah.
We were in the campgrounds. So we were at the main camp area, and we're Johnson Landing, right?
Johnson Landing?
Yep, John
Okay.
Snyder. Yeah.
Wait, so you were with the Team Fly Halo then?
Yeah, I hung out with them occasionally. We were just down, we were in the middle aisle, routes or in spot 63. So
Kind of the far end. The
far end, yes. We were on the downwind side of the prevailing wind part of the camp area. Where were you at on that side, Jim? Were you,
I was way in the, I was against the fence
Okay.
on the south side, and I was about halfway down that western side. So I would have been probably in about the same area as you, but
yeah,
on the fence.
okay. You're back one more row then, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a black dog.
Yeah, we have a black Labrador dog. And we rode her around on we've got e-bikes, and we had the dog in the back of the basket couple times, and we'd drag her around. Little doggy trailer and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we didn't connect there, but I met you at the circus after that. So
Sounds good.
So close. So close, Jim. You probably smelled his meat.
yeah.
I probably walked through his camp because that was
Yeah,
going straight through the whole time.
You missed out on the meats. we threw down a bunch.
Tony Marzano wants to know if anyone's seen or heard of the jacket that when you get into an accident, it blows up like an airbag. I guess kind of like a fat suit.
I think I saw something like that on YouTube.
Yeah, they're really cool. It's for the motorcycles, and it's like a airbag type idea. And it turns you into like almost a rock. You can't move at all.
Yeah, I think it's mainly to keep, like, when you have accident, it keeps you from getting scratched up on the ground. But I don't think like it would be good for paramotors, because I don't think it's made to hold the air and keep it. So you would like inflate, and then the air, I think, just goes out and you would sink.
Well, yeah, definitely not on the water, but coming down, or you don't have that reserve and you're coming down on a floppy canopy, that might be something that keeps you from hurting yourself. That would be interesting. Might have to get one of those and see what happens when you come in and blow up like the Michigan.
I'll watch the video.
yeah.
Go ahead and post it.
There are those harnesses that have the airbag built into them. There was a few of those on paramotors that I saw at these events. They're pretty neat devices.
I know they got the airbags that are underneath the seats.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's okay, yeah. And as you fly, they fill up. So after you land, they deflate.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat stuff that they're coming up with. I tell you, and I can't even imagine what the sport will be like in 10 years. I mean, as far as like the safety features.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to spin the wheel one more time.
Yeah, so did we settle on, Steve, what did you say? You say you could post the video and I'll watch it? Is that what you said? Because I'm totally for it. So who's going to be the first to try one of those?
Steve,
fat suits?
you're on mute, buddy. Steve,
Oh.
you're on mute.
Thought it was
Steve,
me.
you're on mute. Steve, you're on mute. Steve, you're still on
Still
mute.
on mute.
Steve,
I'm hitting my space bar to activate my mic, but I was still in the typing section. Yeah, if Sean wants to go try that, yeah, I'll watch the video. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll watch it with you.
yeah, absolutely. I need to find out where to get one of those. So if you find a link to get one of those, let me know. I'll get one and we'll see what we can do. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Seriously, it is pretty interesting sounding.
Yeah.
If
I mean, I'm
Grandpa
not gonna-
can put one of those on and survive a fall, then I'll buy one.
I'm only going to fall for about 1,000 feet. That's it. I'm not going to do no 5,000 feet. It's just
No,
a-
that'd be
that's it.
ridiculous, man. That'd be just.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. 1,000 feet. Are you? Well, put that spinning wheel thing up.
All right.
No, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm an old man, for goodness
Tony-
sake.
Tony Mazzano just said, let's get Tucker to try it.
Tucker will try it. Tucker.
Yeah, he can be the first person to do that.
Ah, no kidding. He would too.
Well, I mean, you know, they already got the seat, the cushion seat, right? That
Right.
inflates with air. So, hey, in 10 years, you just never know where we're going to be in this sport.
10 years will be really interesting. All right, so
Can't
we're going to
imagine.
keep the spinning wheel up because whoever wins this has to answer a question to win.
Uh-oh.
We're going to
Not
keep
the
on
question.
spinning until the person that it lands on answers the question correctly.
Oh, boy.
That's
So,
Oh,
so this
gotta
is not rigged because you got to answer a question to win, and you must be present to win. How many people do we have on the spinning wheel, and how many people are watching? We got what, 37 people watching?
Yeah, 19 thumbs up.
19 thumbs up.
I think we can do
Guys,
better.
come on. We need no more than 19 thumbs up. That really helps our metrics. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
come
like,
on, hit that like.
if you like Scott, give him some thumbs up right now. I mean,
Yeah.
Scott's an amazing guy, and he needs to see some thumbs up so he feels good about this interview.
That's right. Help the meat fairy out, will you?
There we go.
Let's do this. Come on.
I love it. Help the meat
Don't
fairy
make
up.
me shake my pom-pom.
We got 21 likes so far for the meat fairy. Now we're up to 23 likes for the meat fairy.
Oh, man.
Hey,
That's
there we
fun.
go.
All
Oh,
right.
this is too fun. Too fun on Mondays.
All right. So, no more names on the wheel.
Is that it? Everybody that wants to be on the wheel said hi to Will Fly. Wait a minute. How do we go from 20?
No.
How do we go from 23 to 22 thumbs up?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's not right.
All right. Now we went up to 24 for the meat fairy. All right. Good deal.
Wait, somebody just jumped on. JR
Yeah, I see that.
Paramotor. Woo woo.
Yeah, what's up, JR Paramotor? The Cottons, the
Yay.
Cottons.
You know it's bad when Will don't even spell paramotor right.
Yeah,
Did he spell it wrong?
Paramotor.
I sure did.
Look what he
That's
does, though. You know, right now we need to give Will Fly some thumbs up.
Yeah.
He does a spinning wheel of winning things. He puts all these names on. He watches the chat. He asks questions from the chat. I mean, thumbs up for Will Fly. If you haven't give thumbs up,
Yeah.
do some thumbs up for Will Fly.
That's right.
He is the guy.
25,
And
24.
Scuba's like the check
22.
spell guy.
Hey, we got one. It's up to 26. Somebody likes Will Fly. All right, good for you.
Oh, geez.
We got more thumbs up for Meat Fairy, but you know, hey, whatever, right?
Well, I mean, what do you expect? I mean,
All right, so we're at
Good luck,
26
everybody.
thumbs up. How about this? Linda Anderson. She is an amazing woman. She books everybody. She
Oh,
takes care
stop.
of us.
Stop.
She's our very own paramom. How about some thumbs up for Linda Anderson?
oh,
Here we go.
27.
27. Very good. Got 27. Any more for Linda Anderson?
I just love y'all. I just do.
All right, that's awesome. Remember, must be present to win on this particular
Must be
spin.
present to win.
All right. So let's go ahead and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And let's do quick spins since we're going to be asking questions.
Quick spin. Well, now see, I gotta go in and do all kinds of crazy stuff. but
Oh, don't worry about that then. Don't worry
that's
about
all right. Pretty easy.
that. All right.
Look at all that.
Number
Yeah.
of names visible on the wheel can go up to
Holy
500.
Dang, man, no, it can go up to 1,000.
Oh
Spin
my
time
goodness.
I
second.
couldn't imagine that, right?
I wanted to do that one. That'll be fun.
So 50 or 60 is like, it's like super fast. When you spin it, it's like the highest you go, it'll just like totally fall off the screen.
All right, guys, here we go. As soon as it stops on a name and we see it, I'm going to ask a question. You have
All right, good luck, JR.
10 seconds to
Looking
answer.
for you, bud.
All right, you ready?
Ready when you are, bud.
I'm gonna go with I Can Fly.
I'm saying JR.
Torqued off.
Torqued off. All right. 10 seconds. What is the code from last week? What is
think
the
his time's
code
already
from
up.
last week? So I'm looking over here. I can see what's going on. There's a little bit of a lag, so it's all right. I'm looking.
There's a
The
delay.
lag. It just stopped on. Torqued off. Boom. All right. From right now, you got 10 seconds. Do 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 do. Hey, anybody got the music? Do 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 do. Is Torqued Off even on here? Yet
Yeah,
no
he
idea.
says he has no idea.
All right, so that's going to be the question for the next person. What is the code from last week? So go ahead and spin her again real quick.
Spin it fast.
So what we're going to do is we're going to give away a free Fly Dragon PPG t-shirt. Angela Preslick.
That's like, here's your chance to shine, Angela.
It
Don't
is,
let me
it
down.
is.
Uh-oh,
There is John Wayne
pressure's
Wheel.
on.
Torqued Off said, I didn't watch last week. Oh.
Yeah,
All right.
but Tony did.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so I'm watching right now the lag. I see it spin, it's spinning, it's stopping, it's on Angela Preslick, it pops up, boom. All right, 10 seconds, Angela. What is the code from last week? 10 seconds. Was it? What?
Well, they're congratulating her for the chance to win.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're watching. Not telling her. Good. Don't tell her. Is she even on? Any idea?
She has not responded. And Tony says he's
5,
not telling her.
4, 3. Okay, I don't know. Sorry. Camel? No camel toe on this one. All right. The spin again. Spin again. Here we go. The code from last week. All right. We got
Scott and Angie
Scott
Garland.
and Angie Garland. All right. So I'm watching the live show over here now. There's a little bit of a lag, obviously. So it'll be 10 seconds from when we actually see the spin. It's spinning, it's spinning. It's landing on Scott and Angie.
So that's how you do it.
Yeah. All right.
The
10
fanfare.
seconds, Scott and Angie. What is the code from last week? Do 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 do. I wish I could sing la da 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 do do do.
There are actually words to that song.
I don't know. Maybe we should come up with one that's just all about paramotors. I love paramotors. Yes, I do. I
Lord.
fly in the morning.
Waiting for the bouncy ball to go across the screen.
I know, right? All right. I don't see anything. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's go ahead and spin it again. Spin again.
Ooh,
We already know what
Pressure's
next
on, man.
week's code can be.
Yeah,
Yes,
honestly,
for
I don't-
sure.
Oh,
timer's
Tony, here's
on
your
them.
chance to shine.
All right,
There you
buddy.
go, man.
You got picked over last time. I think you got it now, buddy. You know what it is. You're always on these shows. The code from last week.
Tony will get it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Tony won't let us down.
No. I hope he doesn't let us down. Okay, it's spinning and it pops up now. Okay, 10 seconds, Tony. Not sure what the lag is.
Don't tell him.
He says it's
He
rigged.
just said rigged.
It is rigged. Now answer it.
dude.
Come
It's
on,
up.
Tony.
Yeah, it's always like a little bit of delay from the computer and the phone.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
we're
mine.
counting for that.
Yeah,
Come on, Tony.
we do that because, you know,
That's
we're,
what the-
we're like
the-
real news stations. We gotta make sure that we all I see is LOL. Come on,
I
Tony.
don't think he knows that. I think that's his way of saying he has no
Okay.
idea.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's spin it again. Sorry, Tony. It was rigged. All you had to do is tell us the code from last week. Arg.
James.
James,
you'll
come
know it.
on, James.
Sure, I
Come
know
on,
James.
James.
Boy, everybody's going to be paying attention tonight before they get off.
Well,
the chat.
I think everybody knows what it's going to be next week. I mean, I'm going to
Ah,
come on. I mean, we know what it's going to
I'd
be.
have to memorize that one.
Yeah. All right, so James, it just popped up now. All right, James, 10 seconds. I don't know what the lag is, but it's what, 10, 20 seconds or so? All right,
Yeah.
10 seconds, James. James,
Moose
Moose
knuckle, he
Knuckle.
says.
Oh, sorry, it's not Moose Knuckle. That was the other week. Wrong week. Good try. Good try, buddy. Good try.
Oh, my goodness.
People are really going to earn it this week, huh?
They
Yeah.
will. They will. Stephen Goodpaster, didn't he already win? Yeah, he won
Yep.
the calendar. So, all right, you got a chance of winning a T-shirt now too.
Double dipper.
I'm telling you.
And we'll wait for it to pop up on the phones.
Yeah, usually we take off the winners, but he left
There
it
we go.
out, so
The winners.
you got a chance. All right, it just popped up now. All right, Stephen Goodpaster. 10 seconds. Tell us what the code is from last week. YouTube Live is usually 40 seconds behind. I don't think that was 40 seconds.
Well, you're accounting for it on your.
No, I'm watching it on my other computer live from YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I turned on DVR, so you can't go back or forwards.
Yeah, and I'm
No, it
watching.
is kind of delayed because a lot of times I watch the show from my TV now because it's, all the devices are connected and I'll have my phone going and there's always a slight delay from the TV to the phone. I think the phone comes up first, when it opens up, the show opens up, and then on the TV, then the TV it'll kick in, the YouTube.
I
I
think,
know my
I
phone
think-
is faster than what on the computer is.
well, I think Stephen, won his calendar and said, "I'm out of here." So let's go ahead and spin again. I don't think anything. He's like, "I already won something. I'm out of here. I'm going to go back to eating my cheesecake."
I think they need to ask another question.
Round and round and round she goes. Come on, somebody's going to win. Tyler Vowles.
Somebody has to know.
Come on, Tyler, you got this, buddy. I know you do. Michael Jasper knows. All right.
Oh, Michael Jasper. Well,
If it lands on Michael Jasper,
yeah. How many spins are we gonna do?
we're going to do this until he wins. Till somebody wins. Well, actually, we can ask Scott. Scott, do you know last week's code?
No,
Oh man, we were going to give it to you if you knew it.
I can
All
look
right,
it up.
Tyler Vowles just popped up on the live from YouTube. All right, Tyler. No idea. I'm just here for TFPMF. All right. I'm an old grandpa. What the hell does that mean?
The flying plumber,
The Flying Plumber.
meat fairy.
Meat Fairy.
Oh.
Jeez, come on, Sean.
Then what's
Dude,
then what's
you know
MF
what
mean?
it means?
Then what's MF mean?
Meat Fairy.
Meat fairy, meat fairy.
Tyler's one of my buddies.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We're going to spin it one more time, and then we're going to open it up to anybody in the super chat that clicks it first.
Do a new question.
What's that?
I got the code. No, new question.
Brian Frank.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Brian. You know what? We already got a bucket of stuff for Brian and Bonnie over here because they won almost everything.
Sorry for spelling your name wrong, dude.
We know he's a fan.
Yeah. There we go.
Right. On the live, it just popped up now. All right, Brian. 10 seconds, buddy. Last week, you know this.
Give PMF. That's so funny.
Absolutely. No.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. All right. So,
All
as soon,
right.
as soon as I in the super chat say go, then it's open to the public, but don't put it in there until you see me type in the word go in the super chat.
Oh, okay. Pay
So-
attention now.
So hold on. As soon as you see me type go,
What does he want?
type in your answer. The code from last week.
704301.
I heard that.
I did too. Now I know your code.
Yep, know your PIN number.
Yep, we know the PIN number. All right, Michael Jasper,
Jasper.
Big Dipper,
What?
Puff the Magic Dragon,
Yeah.
Hand Clap, Big Dipper was a couple times ago, right? When was the Big Dipper?
That was when I was on.
Yeah, that was a couple of times ago.
Yeah.
Bill H, I don't know what the numbers are. James said Leprechaun. What's a 74-3-2-1? What am I missing? Daniel Feldman. Okay, Don, really super close. So far, Don is the closest one.
Yep,
Really super close.
yep.
There wasn't one last week that I recall. All right, I'm going to give you a hint. It's the first name of both the people that were on last week. Go. Don already put one name up there. What's the other one?
John Wayne knows. Yeah, he's not here.
So rigged, Bonnie, right? Come on. The two names of the people on
Yep.
last week. Barry Woods. Nope, they were not on last week. Daniel
Uh-oh.
Scuba, you did it.
Wait, Scuba's on the panel, isn't he?
Hey, you put it up there.
That's so funny.
That's
it?
right,
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
He's the only one so far.
Yeah, no, he deserves to win.
Eric DeFore, JR put just one of them. So between two people, we got it right. But yeah, it's Daniel and Eric.
Yep.
All right, Scuba.
Well, there you go.
Just
I
get
could have
up.
won then. I could have yelled out the names now and I could have won.
Well,
What the heck?
There you go.
is Scuba still on here, or is he? Yeah, you
Yeah,
are on
must-
there. Why are
must
you
be-
on the panel putting that on there, Scuba?
Oh, I was because he still had me on the spinning wheel, so you know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord. What are we
Oh,
gonna do with
my.
them? I'm telling you, Scooby.
James
Oh,
said,
so
Yeah.
entertaining this
All right,
is.
hold on. We're gonna spin it one more time. but
Scuba's the rigger.
We're
Well.
gonna do this one more time. Scuba did. All right, so we're gonna say Scuba did win that, but Ryan, you sent me some really cool stickers that has ClearPropTV on it. Can you tell us about that real quick, and we'll give that one away to the next person that's not Scuba Steve or anybody on
Don't cry, Scooby. It's okay.
Not much to tell. They're just some stickers I made up for you for ClearProp to as a thank you. I just wanted to pay it forward for having me on. That's all.
Well, we definitely appreciate you,
Yes.
and this
Thank
is
you, Ryan.
really awesome. It's not a sticker, right? This is the one that you peel off and you put on a window, and it's what is it called? Vinyl?
Yeah, it's a vinyl transfer. So it's if the winner, whoever gets it, has any questions, they can message me on Facebook. It's the clear overlay is the piece that you want to pull away from the paper backing. Paper backing should come off the decal, and then you take the clear part, put it on top, hit it with a credit card or a driver's license, and then it peels off and the vinyl stays on the window.
Right. Make
Really
sure you
cool.
send that credit card number to Ryan Rides. All right.
Yes.
With the little code. All right, guys. If you're still here,
Okay.
we dropped down like 10 people. It's only down to 33 people watching now. So hey, you got a better chance of winning. Must be present to win, and you must say yay, I am here, or yay, I won, or ClearPropTV, whatever you want to in the super chat to know that you are here. So let's go ahead and spin it for Ryan Rides ClearPropTV vinyl transfer that he is donating to ClearPropTV, and now to whoever wins.
Yeah, these are not small, by the way.
No,
yeah, no, that's
no,
it's really nice.
they're what, at least what, 12 inches tall.
Yeah, they're 6 by 12. Or like
Nice.
6.5 by 12. So they're pretty big.
All right, since I'm mailing it, must be in the lower 48 states. No,
Hey,
overseas.
Marcos.
Marcos, are you in the lower 48 states?
Yes, he is.
All right. So Marcos, say that you are here in the super chat, and then we will let you know how to get this to your mailbox. Hey, and
All right.
once again, guys, if you are listening to this not live, or you still want to win something, go over to paramotorarkansas.com, create that free account. Please make sure that you put your mailing address in there. And then sporadically throughout the month, I'm sending out stickers. I'm sending out stuff. I'll send out another one of these vinyl things to just someone that puts their, makes a free account on paramotorarkansas.com.
Say
Cool.
something, Marcos.
Marcos, you there, buddy?
Oh, he's gonna be so upset when I message him after the show, tell him he won, but he wasn't on.
If you can at Marcos, see if it pops up, because if he's not there, you won't be able to at in the chat.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
he's on there.
Okay. Marcos, you must be present to win, so you got to say hey. Hi.
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 I knew I needed some exercise for this year paramotoring, but this last 2 weeks of moving way too heavy of stuff, I'm good to go now. What's a paramotor? It doesn't weigh anything anymore.
There you go.
That's because you're super strong.
Need to
I'm
get you an
super
Adam
sore
80.
right now. That's what I am.
Get you an
Really.
Adam 80 scuba.
Adam 80.
Yeah.
I've trained on an Adam 80, but it just takes so long to get in the air.
Yeah. Good
Run my
exercise.
ass off.
How you doing, Scott? You're still hanging out with us, buddy?
Yes, sir. I'm hanging out.
You still having fun? Do you need to go?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm good. I'm just hanging out. I'm
All right.
signing on to your Paramotor Arkansas website. While you mentioned it.
excellent, excellent. Make sure you
Cool.
make that free account. Make sure you put your mailing address.
That's
And
what I'm doing.
I'm sending out stuff all the time. Every once in a while, I get a text that says "thank you for," and they show me the picture of what was sent out. So that's a good thing. I do like that.
Cool.
Should we spin it again?
Let's go ahead and spin it again. No one said anything, so
Woohoo!
must be present to win. All right, what do we got? Flying Flamingo.
Yay!
Jade.
All right, Flying Flamingo. I know that you're still here.
Yay!
Is she still here?
Congratulations.
Because I won stickers from her show, and I got some really nice stickers. And if you don't know about Flying Flamingo Jade, you can go over to paramotorgirl.com and check out her page. She does a paramotor show every Wednesday. Paramotorgirl.com. Wednesday. I think 7 p.m. Central.
There's Jade.
Jade, all right. Well, I think I have all your information. So we're golden. Just text me tomorrow and I'll send this out to you. Sweet. Congratulations. That's awesome. I love doing this. I love giving away stuff. Giving away stuff is great. And I'm glad that Scuba won the t-shirt, because now he's going to have to get up with Fly Dragon PPG and say, hey, I was on the panel and I won your t-shirt.
And it's an extra small, and you still have to wear it.
Because paramotors don't weigh very much anymore because you're super strong.
Yeah.
Man, I've had a really fun time. You guys are really awesome. We're up to 30 thumbs up tonight, so I definitely appreciate that. Scott, man, you've been such a fun person to hang out with. Can't wait to fly with you soon. I know it's right around the corner, especially since you like to go out to those fly-ins out there.
Yeah, I do. I kind of stay out in the Southwest area. Here you guys have a lot of good fun stuff out in the Midwest and out East. So hopefully someday get out there. We just got our RV last fall, so I'll be able to travel a little bit more freely than before. So
Excellent. One of the things that we plan on doing is making a fly-in over at Serenity Island. If you haven't heard about this, it's a private island over in Florida. Go to serenityisland.org It's a
Okay.
nonprofit organization, and check that out. Really great place. So serenityisland.org.
Nice.
Awesome, awesome nonprofit organization that allows us to fly over there with our paramotors. Incredible. Ryan Rise, buddy, I'm glad that you made it over here. You're on mute if you wanted to say something. He's like, damn it, I'm on mute. Everybody's on mute.
Sorry, I'm trying not to disturb anybody.
But we love when you disturb us. Hey,
I
now
had
you fly drones, right? So tell us, how do we go see your drone shows and stuff? How does that work?
Yeah, I work for a company called Starflight Drone Shows, based out of Slatington, PA, but we are a national company. So if you have an event coming up that you want to really showcase something really cool, hit me up. I'm on Facebook, or you can find my page, Starflight Drone Shows, on Facebook as well. That's another way of getting directly in contact with me.
Excellent. And you have how many drones that work in synchronicity up there?
We currently have a fleet of 75 that we can fly with. We're working on building the fleet, and our goal ultimately is to have at least 500 to fly at once. So
I have one drone, and I can't imagine having two, let alone 75. How many pilots do you have that work all these drones?
I'm the main pilot. I'm the one at the controls, organizing everything and getting them off the ground, doing all the programming. So I have a designer that I'm teamed up with. The owner and I have a guy that does amazing work in Blender, and he designs some of the shows for us. So between the three of us, we have a great team. We've got some more people that we're bringing on as well once we start rolling a little more, and we're all excited. It's going to be a great year.
That's excellent. You know, it'd be really good is these people that are putting on the fly-ins to
Yep.
get up with you to be able to do a show or something at night afterwards. So anybody out there that is going to or has anything to do with the organization of a fly-in, get up with Ryan Rides. Once again, how do we get up with you, buddy?
On Facebook, just look me up on Starflight Drone Shows on Facebook.
Excellent.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
I would recommend reaching out to Mo. Look up Arizona Flying Circus. Just Google it. And Mo is the owner. And he would totally welcome you to his event for doing stuff like that. So I would check him out. He just celebrated his 20th fly-in anniversary this year, and he's got his own private airport out in the desert, and it's like the Burning Man of ultralight flying, and you would fit right in with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I would love it.
Yeah,
Give
so
me an
reach out to
excuse to
him.
get out west.
Yeah.
That would be an awesome addition. There's no question.
Now, when your drones drop $100 bills too, now that's another thing too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
circus, it's going to drop $100 bills.
Sure.
Oh no, he's got an old what is it that flies by there and he dumps like $2,000 out the window.
Like a Piper Cub flies by, and they
Right.
throw tons of cash. And yeah, if you check out Nick Rochetta's videos, or follow him at all, he posts some of that stuff, that footage.
Yep. I'm telling you, you fly by with cash with the paramotor, people will love paramotors.
I made $7.
Do they smell like maple syrup or do they smell like strippers?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I went through to get those $7. Huh.
I hear you. All right, Ryan, we definitely appreciate you, buddy. And did you have something else you were going to say before I asked you about your drones?
Oh, I just had a pretty cool week. I got a new piece of equipment in for my motor that was missing that I wanted. A shroud, a custom made shroud from a gentleman by the name of Marcus Hathaway. What was his name? Give me 1 second. Martin Hathaway. He does custom shrouds and carbon fiber work, and he did an amazing job. And he actually created a let me see if I can pull this up here.
Oh, I was just going to search for it because I was going to show the picture that you sent me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the
Oh, neat.
what the shroud that he made for me.
That's
I
awesome.
I told him I wanted the American flag, but I wanted to be able to see the carbon fiber through it, and he just absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So came out beautifully, and it really puts a nice touch to the motor. So
Love that.
if you need any carbon fiber work, I highly recommend him. He's on Facebook. You can look him up, Martin Hathaway. He does great work, and he's right on par with the price of a plain carbon fiber one. So no reason
Yeah,
not to get a custom one.
One of his shrouds, and he does good work.
Yeah.
That's really cool. When you said it to me, I was like, damn, that's really. I don't like to fly with the shroud because I like to, I mean, I put on 25 hours usually pretty quick. So I usually take off the head and, play around and clean out ports and stuff. So shroud is just too difficult to take off and put on. Well, at least for me, for old grandpa, that's for sure. Anyways, James Bevel tonight from JB from James Bevel, jbppg.com, sending out a mystery box to one of our winners tonight. You do a lot of custom printing and vinyl and stuff too. Tell us a little bit about what you do, buddy.
Like I said, I do a lot of t-shirts. I'm doing mugs and tumblers now, of course. I do a lot of vinyl work. Incorporating now where I can do a lot of custom work, where I can add your names to some of the Paramotor affiliated window decals to put on your trailer or your window. A lot of other new cool things coming up. I don't want to say it yet because I just want to make sure I get the details ironed out on it.
Ironed out because you do iron transfers. I love it. But pump. So how do we get up with you, buddy?
Again, you can hit me up at jbppg.com. You can email me through there, or you can hit me up on jbppg at Facebook, or you can hit me up just on regular Facebook under James Belleville. I look forward to hearing anybody and everybody and any ideas. And I love doing custom stuff for people. It just makes me feel good.
And you also said too that if people go to jbppg.com, that if they use the code PPG Grandpa, I'm worth 10% over there too?
Yep, 10% it is.
Oh my goodness, all these people that allows me to be 10%. I love it. I'm 10%. I love it. 10% over at jbppg.com. And so you're not going to tell us what's in your mystery box?
No, I ain't going to tell you.
He knows yet.
Maybe my kids are going to pick all that for them, and then maybe we can have them on to show it off or something, or send us in some pictures where we can get it out so everybody else can see what it was they got.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for doing that for us over at ClearPropTV and PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. Also, make sure that you guys go over to jbppg.com and make that free account, because he sends out stuff throughout the month too, for no reason other than he just likes to send out stuff and make stuff and send them out. jbppg.com. Thanks again, buddy. We also got our ParaMomUSA.com. Woot, 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 woot. Very own Linda Anderson with the, where's your pom-poms and the pom-poms and the pom-poms? She's going to throw her cat over at us one of these days. It's like, that's not the pom-pom, that's the kitty cat.
I found him. I had him hidden from the kitty.
Now you got a famous son that does something on Thursdays, right?
Yes. Robert Michaels with paraglidingtalk.com on Thursday nights. And it's a fun show. I always learn so much about that sport, about free flying and all that stuff. And he always talks about safety and all kinds of really cool topics and cool guests. I'm very impressed with this show, I must say. And that's how I got my name Paramom, because Robert being a paraglider, right? Remember way back. And I said, I know what I think I made that name up, Paramom, or you did, Grandpa. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's how I got the name. And thank you so much, chatters, and Scott, my awesomest guest tonight. I appreciate you hanging with us and all the craziness. This was really fun. You guys, like I always tell Sean, it takes a village, and
we got
you guys are my family, and My parachatters are my family, and I appreciate everybody and everything you guys do. Thank you so, so much.
Aw.
That's it.
We love you too, Linda.
I do. I have so much fun on the show. And finding guests, and it's not even work finding guests. I love it. I just love it. So thank you so much.
Well, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. And like she said, go over to paramomusa.com. It forwards over to her Facebook page, PM her and say, hey, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's, I'm sorry, I want to be on Linda Anderson's podcast.
There you go.
We
There
know
you
it's your,
go.
we know
Now
it's your
you're
podcast.
saying, now
Yeah.
you're saying it right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Go over
how
to
you-
Linda Anderson's podcast. I've been voted out of my own podcast.
I told you every time I talk to Robert, I'll go, guess who I'm having on my show next week? And he's always like, cool, Mom. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Linda, for everything you do. We definitely appreciate you. We also got Will Fly from willflyppg.com. He has amazing content. All of his videos has thousands and thousands of views. He puts lots of time and effort into his videos. If you haven't been over there, check out willflyppg.com. Hit that subscribe and that bell notification. Have you done anything with your justthetip.com or your paramotor tips or whatever that .com is that you made?
Nope, not yet.
Not
Pretty
yet.
soon, though. I think it's paramotortips.com. Haven't done anything with it. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Will and I fly. And so that's how I got the name Will Fly. Just throwing it out there so you guys know how I got my name, But check. Oh, I am coming out real soon with the Florida cross country video. Yeah, that's gonna
Okay.
drop here real soon. And there's also a new fly-in called Flight for Gauge down in Bowling Green, Florida. It's June 8th through the 11th. I can almost guarantee that you're going to have the time of your life at that fly-in. 2 awesome, huge LZs, great accommodations. So yeah, check it out. And you can find my channel on YouTube. Just look for Will Fly, or you can go to willflyppg.com.
.com. Excellent. And of course, Will Fly, he does so much stuff in the background that you don't see. He's also the treasurer of a nonprofit organization, runintothesky.org. He does a lot of stuff for us here on ClearPropTV. He checks for questions in the super chat. He puts your name on the spinning wheel. He does the spinning wheel thing. He does a lot of stuff. And, thank you very much, Will, for everything you do. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, man, glad to do it. One other thing I forgot. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on YouTube. Come hang out with us at Paramotor Hangout. So yeah, it's going to be a good show tomorrow.
If I just wanted to go there quickly, what kind of .com do I have to go to?
You would go to ppgshane.com.
Excellent day. ppgshane.com. If you haven't been there yet, go to ppgshane.com, hit that subscribe and that bell notification because, hey, it's Shane. He puts out some cool stuff. We also got Scuba Steve, man. Scuba Steve vapes on Fridays. He hangs out with us here and he does paramotoring when he gets the chance, gets a new house, and then brags about it. Welcome.
No bragging. Bragging.
Thank you, Scuba Steve, for finally joining us on the panel and winning a t-shirt.
I'm trying to get just past this moving stuff, man. Moving, there were 7 people living there. So moving all that stuff, pretty much what they left behind and our own stuff over here has been hell for a couple of weeks. But yeah.
Hey, at least you got a t-shirt out of it.
Hey, yeah. What's that? FlyingDragonPPG.com. Yeah.
FlyDragonPPG.com.
Oh, FlyDragon PPG. Anyways. But yeah, if you want to get up with me, just go to paramotordude.com. That'll take you to my YouTube channel, which will show my whole entire, well, not my whole entire, but 3 of my flights, which that's all I've had, which does show my first flight, a bad landing, and a face plant. So I got all those videos on there. So that's fun to watch. And then a 360 video that I did with Bill H. It was a little mini fly-in. There's 3-part video, but you need to use the right YouTube app because it's a 360 cam, so you can spin your video around. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yep. Use your VR glasses or your VR.
Yeah, VR glasses is really cool to watch it with that.
Absolutely. And you do something on Fridays, right? What's that?
Friday, yes, I do a I do a vaping show on Friday. Try to get people off cigarettes because I smoked 32 years myself, so it has definitely helped me
That's listening live right now.
a lot. What?
Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what? I didn't know it either. But that's for the longest time I've just enjoyed. People enjoy watching me for some reason. They think I'm a good teacher, and I like helping people, so that's why I do it.
That's awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you. Glad you finally got moved and you're back on the panel again because we've been missing you, buddy.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I've been doing everything I can. I had to get the internet moved over and all that stuff, but now everything should be good. This room's still not done, but I'll get it done.
I
Hopefully.
tell you, moving internet from one house to another, those things are heavy.
No, it's not that. Getting it turned off at one and over on the other one at the same time is the hard part.
It was just funny the way he said I had to move the internet. It's like, yeah, they put that in the box, move it over from one house to another. All right, Scuba Steve, make sure you go over to paramotordude.com, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification because not only will he vape, but he'll also eventually fly, and you want to be able to see that when he does that again.
Yep.
All righty. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you. I also got Jim from Canada, eh? People actually ask him to smell his money. Maple syrup smelling money. I love that Canadian stuff, eh? What's that all about? He's our official sponsor over here at PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, ClearPropTV.com or paratalk.org. He runs a company up in Canada called CarePP.com, Care Printing and Publishing. Tell us a little bit about that, and I think that I'm worth 10% over there too.
You betcha. We can print whatever you need printed. So just get up with me, connect with me, and mention PPG Grandpa, and we'll give you 10% off the regular price. So you'll be getting an incredible deal because your dollar is so strong.
Jim's just saying he's going to give you 10 less stickers when you order. That's all.
Yeah, because I care about the bottom line.
Oh man, if I wanted to have a calendar with just me and my pretty grandpa face and my pretty paramotor wing, and I want to have a 12-month calendar made of just me, can I do that? And how does that work?
You sure can. You just send me 13 pictures and get to connect with us through ppgcalendar.com and send me 13 pictures and we'll put it together for you.
That is incredible. So if you guys are, very loving yourself, and you want to see yourself on the wall like I do, make sure you go to ppgcalendar.com and get yourself a PPG Grandpa calendar with just my beautiful face on it for 12 months. No? All
Sounds good.
I tried, whatever. All right. Sounds good. Hey, Scott, man. Yes. Once again, it's been absolutely fun. You've been hanging out with us for a little more than 2 hours. I guess you're bored of us by now, or you still want to hang out for another 5?
No, I'm good. I can hang for 5 if you guys are good. I was gonna
another 5 hours. I tell you, this guy's great.
No, wanted to. I made a new TikTok yesterday, and I don't know how to pull it up because I'm new to this whole format, so I don't know how to do that. If one of you guys go,
if it's on your iPad, I don't know if you can you screen share on iPads?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you connect on Zoom with your iPad, then yes.
Okay.
I don't want.
What's your TikTok account?
Yeah. Just tell us your TikTok.
Scott the Flying Plumber.
Scott the Flying Plumber. All right.
Walmart store today.
You mean they wouldn't let you use Meat Fairy?
I love it. Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
That's so good.
I love Monday nights. You guys are just incredible. I smile, I laugh, I cry. I wonder why.
Which one are you thinking?
The most recent one, the first one probably that comes up. It's what is? Oh wait, let me get my profile here. It's got my wing on it, the flying plumber, and some writing on it.
All right. So we have what, 20 people watching right now. So we definitely appreciate you guys that are still watching. So we're going to give you a little heads up for next week.
So it's going to look kind of like this.
Okay.
And I made the video out at the Salton Sea, and I was helping a friend put in a septic tank on his bus out there, Tylor.
Is that the one looks like someone needs help with the plumbing?
Yeah, it looks like someone needs help with the plumbing. Yeah. So yeah, play that video if you can, link it in there. It's kind of funny. It's one of my new just goofy videos.
Oops, now you can see it. Got the flying plumber right there.
All right.
That's TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
All right. Jim is sharing it. All right, here we go. Looks like someone needs help.
Turn the volume up though. You got to play the volume up.
Does it have music?
No, it's an audio, but you got to hear what he says and stuff. Or dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The dialogue's kind of funny.
Jim, you'll have to, when you share it, you have to share it with sound.
Oh man, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Is there a plumber anywhere? Hello, plumber. Oh hey, what's up?
Hey, got the flying plumber.
Oh, did I see you flying earlier?
Yeah, I just flew in, landed, and I just got you guys here.
I got this pipe that I just can't get to go in the hole.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can help.
And Jim's internet is kind of slow up there.
It must.
A little bit of
TikTok-
work right there. That's $500 right there.
Yeah, there you go. TikTok doesn't like me.
Because you're in Canada and you have maple syrup smelling money. So while it's buffering from Canada internet, how many people asked you to smell your money while you were in the States and Mexico?
3 people came up to me and asked me to smell my money.
Yeah.
I thought I smelled maple syrup when I was flying behind you. I didn't know if you were mixing that in gas or what.
I think all that maple syrup that he eats, that's just his gas.
Jim, you got to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I was surprised that anybody talked to me.
You got famous maple syrup smelling money, sir.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was surprised.
Well, your buffering sucks, sir. So
Yeah, we can abort that. That's fine.
how do we get to that TikTok so people can watch it?
You just go to Scott the Flying Plumber on TikTok and you can find it. Yeah.
Scott the Flying Plumber, 750 views, I see. That looks like one of your highest hit videos.
I guess. I just posted it last night. So
Wow, they like
Yeah.
it.
I guess. Might have been the hashtags. I threw in some different hashtags just for fun.
That's what you needed to do. Just
Yes.
hashtag duty or something. And
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Poop. Like the poop and the gross ones. I've got some gross ones in there. A couple of them.
two
No
paramotor
bio
wings.
yet.
Two
Yes.
paramotor wings and a cup, right? All right. So, man, I tell you, this has been a really great show. I love you guys. Ryan about laughed his butt off for a second. I don't know why. We had a great time talking about paramotors and the code for next week. We got what, 16 people watching. So I guess they're going to tell somebody, or they're going to be the ones that win, is Meat Fairy. Yep. We already know. Yep.
I knew that was coming.
Oh my God. Yes. Absolutely. Meat Fairy. All right. So you're going to be our secret code next week. You know that you're more than welcome to jump on as a panel member now, Scott, anytime that you want to on Mondays.
All right, cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we told that to everybody, and you see how many people said, "Sure, right here, here we go. This is all we get." So
Yep.
everybody else
well.
is like, "Nah, I want to stay off so I can, win a shirt or a mystery box or something, or maybe a calendar from Jim and his maple syrup smelling money." Hey, Jim, you know what you need to do, bud? You need to keep a bill in your pocket, smother it with maple syrup, right? And when they said, "I want to smell your money," whip that booger out and say, "Smell that. It is just like maple syrup." Oh my God, Sean was right.
I wouldn't be able to whip it out then for sure. It'd be stuck in my wallet.
There he goes. Like, sorry, these damn things are stuck in here. It's just maple syrup everywhere. It's crazy. All right. Anybody have anything to say before we go off the live show? Other than thank you, Scott, for hanging out with us, buddy, and telling us about all your adventures over the last couple hours, which is really awesome. We have a lot of people that love to listen to these shows after the fact because they're over the road truck drivers or they do a lot of driving. So they, listen to our podcast. And it's like, this is great. 2 hours, 3 hours worth of podcast and time just flies, man. Just like motor pilots.
Yeah, I appreciate you invite me on to be a guest. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Amazing. Just amazing. Anybody have anything to say before we head on out, or any words of wisdoms or anything else?
It was a really good show. I enjoyed your story, Scott, and it was really nice to meet you down there at the circus.
Yeah, you bet. Same, Jim. I appreciate it.
Yeah, don't be a stranger. Come on the
All right.
panel.
I'll give a shout out when I can.
Got somebody else, my wife, to watch on TikTok now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, what's up?
Yeah, I'll check you guys out too.
All right.
You're welcome
Awesome.
back anytime, Scott. You want to
Thank
just hang
you.
with us? Jump on in the Zoom on Monday nights, don't be shy.
Yeah,
Fans
you're in
always
our
really like hang with us, so please come back.
You bet.
once a
Thanks.
guest, always a panel member, as long as you want to be. It's always fun. All right, guys, I think that we'll call it right now. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Sean Symons, also known as PPG Grandpa. You can always find me at ppggrandpa.com, but every Monday night I'm over here at ClearPropTV.com. You can always find me in my flying shenanigans at iFlyParamotors.com. And also, too, we got a non-profit organization called RunIntoTheSky.org, where we help disabled veterans get gear and training and adaptive type of crafts for them too. We actually can customize their paramotors so they can fly. So it's really awesome. Make sure you go over to runintothesky.org and check that out. My name is Sean Symons. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out. You guys don't go nowhere because we're going to talk privately for just a moment. Everyone else, peace.
See you guys.
Blue skies.